Well, I guess when you look at India's premiumness, there are a lot of parts to it, basically, right? Starting from the entire macroeconomic stability, talk about the external account stability at large, basically, the policy making, both on the fiscal front as well as from the central bank in about last decade or so, and largely from the investment led template along with the services. So most of the lead indicators as well, they are starting it pretty well. So India continues to be in a very sweet spot as we speak, and much of that can be seen over here right now as well. You look at the troika of the balance sheet, basically, which is corporate, government, household, they are pretty in a healthy space at large. The only concern possibly could be, which everybody essentially talks about, is on the valuation front, but that essentially has to be seen from the lens that we literally have a very attractive nominal GDP growth. Earnings are pretty much stacking up well, even on a higher base. At the same time, the corporate balance sheet at large is fairly delivered. So in that sense, in totality, basically, Indian markets are pretty in a sweet spot, as I said earlier.
And talking about the sweet spots in the market, what would you buy at these levels?
The exuberance that we've seen in last about 3-4 years, so it's fairly scary as well. The cyclical part of the table is largely priced in. So what we are looking at is we are looking at everything basically which is largely domesticated, largely shielded away from the global slowdown, which possibly could kick in. We are shying away from basically anything which is around capital goods, PSU, infra, defense, because we've seen fairly run up, and the larger part of the future incremental growth is priced in. Where we are comfortable and largely bullish on is on the private bank, which offers relatively a larger margin of safety, telecom, healthcare, insurance, some parts of consumption. We have a normal monsoon, at least they've arrived fairly well. And I guess rural recovery, which has been a mixed bag so far, will possibly get some bit of a boost. So yeah, so these are the 3 or 4 pockets basically where we are fairly comfortable putting our money in.